Yo, Mr. Viewers, hello, bitch. Time for some LASO walkthroughs with me, SilverAxisKiwi. Now, as you may or may not remember, the last walkthrough I did solo because there was no Iron Skull on, so you could get checkpoints. I was going to do the second controller method anyways for Halo 2 and forward because of how hard that game is on LASO. Might as well start now since the update added this skull and made the game a little bit more difficult. I've mentioned this before and I'll say it again, but I'm sorry if you don't have a second controller to checkpoint off of while playing LASO, but you really need either another controller or a co-op partner to play this with, because it will become frustrating very quickly having to reset the mission every time you die. And trust me, you will die a lot. Now on to the guide itself. First I'll talk a little bit about what changed LASO for Halo 1 and what to look out for. They added two important skulls to this that can either make the game easier or harder depending on randomness. What I mean by that is since grunts explode after they die with a 2x blast radius on LASO, then it makes it easy to shoot one grunt and blow up an entire wave of enemies. However, this leaves you not being able to melee any grunts to get your shields back unless you can hide around a corner real quick. Now this skull I find very helpful overall because you can clear enemies so quickly, but this also means that the way I play this guide is not the same way you will. I may blow up one grunt and kill 3 elites, and you may kill none, leaving you to deal with 3 elites with Mythic Skull activated, which gives them more health. If you do have that second controller or co-op partner, you can always reset checkpoint and try again if you need be, but mostly you won't have to do that. Okay, now I can explain what's happening in the video. In the first room, you can literally shoot a grunt and cause a chain reaction of blowing up plasma grenades on the ground and other grunts to kill everything quickly. Make sure to keep your eye out for any grunts that come flying at you because they do not blow up until they hit the ground and their death animation of landing is done. If there are any elites left in any of these guides I make, just move up on them cover to cover and then pop out and melee them down. Remember, it will take more hits now because of the Mythic Skull being active. After you shoot the grunts that come out of the pod, just wait for them to blow up and then go into the pod to grab yourself a nice overshield and one for a partner if you have one. Next up, you can toss a grenade or just headshot the grunt at the end of the hallway to blow up the elites in there. You will then move through a few hallways and up to another room with more enemies. Toss a nade or kill a grunt to clear out the room and then go in to kill any left over. Watch out for the explosions as they will catch you off guard with the double radius they have. There's a small hallway with a lot of grunts in them, so kill one and back up to wait it out. There's also a health pack on the wall you can pick up if you need it before continuing on. A few hallways later, you'll find yourself at a battle between some Marines and Covenant. Round the corner and pop a grunt or two and then sit back. Notice a trend in this walkthrough yet? A lot of work can get done with just one bullet to a grunt's face. In this next blue, we have some blue and a lot of blue with even more blue on top of all that blue we just got. Make sure to blue and then blue some more to make sure no blue is left unblued. If any blue is left, use your backup blue in order to blue them back to where they blooming came from. Also, make sure to pick up an overshield and get your watermelon on. Now crouch under the door and take a right into the hallway where there is an elite at the end. Kill him and then use the end of this hallway to pop out and shoot a grunt at the far end where there are more enemies. Then all you gotta do is blue your way to the— Nah, I'm just fucking with you. Wait for them to explode and then pick up the health pack that's on the wall if you need it. In the next hallway, make sure you get your checkpoint if doing this co-op because I've noticed that sometimes the checkpoints can be wonky and won't save you where it should be, and you'll reset to a later one. If you don't get it, just run back a bit and then come back to the hallway and it should checkpoint you. In the first room, you can run up the stairs and you won't be targeted too much, but just watch out for the exploding grunts and make your way to the second room. I ended up running back here because I was low on shields and killed this elite to get them back. In the second room, I used the same method in the first guide I made by just popping up and shooting the grunts that are in front. This may or may not blow up the elites, but it's very helpful if they do. If not, you will get a second chance at this as there are more grunts at the end of the hall. Once one elite is dead, the other will back up into the dark area where 2 grunts will be at. You can use these grunts to kill the second elite if you didn't get them the first time. If you didn't get either of the elites, then one will rush you and you can melee kill one and then move up to kill the other. If they both rush you, then be patient and accurate with your hits, but most likely you will kill at least one of them with your secret blue weapon. Ah, yes. Now, the next room may have a really dumb elite. If not, there are grunts in the area, so kill them first and then see what you're up against afterwards. If both are left, then run back and hide for a few minutes. When you come back, he may be facing away from you like he was for me. If not, they're at least close to the doorway so you can start meleeing them. If one is dead and the other is alive, then the last one will run back and hide so you can run up there and melee him as well. This next room has a few grunts at the end of the hallway, so just pop out and shoot him in the head and they'll blow up in a giant buttfuck of blue. Yay! This clip I show here is the perfect example of what you need to be watching out for. Grunts can occasionally launch each other at you like they're cannon blues or something. So you need to be careful of that. When you get down to the end, one thing to note is that you need to have both players here if you're doing it co-op in order to progress through this door. Now I slow it down to normal speed here so you can follow my pathing through the tunnel in order to exit into a dark room. We need to come out of that area because we will be able to get behind an elite and assassinate him easily, so that's one less enemy to deal with. Run through these hallways and you'll eventually find yourself behind the elite I mentioned. Take him out and then shoot any grunts in the area to clear out as many elites as possible to make things simpler. Also, a quick thing I forgot to mention is that your melee attacks with the assault rifle are quicker than with the pistol, because with the pistol you gotta flip that shit like a badass before doing it again. Also, whenever you get a sniper rifle in the campaign, those are very fast melees, so make sure to use those if need be. Once everything's been blown up in here, there is a hallway that will have one elite at the very end. If not all of the elites were blown up from before, then there may be another one in this hallway that retreated. Use the corner tactic to your advantage and wait for them to come to you, and then fight them. Don't chase them down the long hallway because that's an easy way to get killed. There will be a health pack waiting for you on the wall, and then you're on to the last part of the mission. For this area I just ran past it, but you can take your time if you'd like and blow up the grunts. However, if the elite at the very end doesn't die, then it will be hard to get close to him without getting shot up, so I suggest the Cheez-It strategy. Once you enter another set of dark hallways, there are 2 grunts at the start. Kill one and then hide behind the corner and wait for him to blow up the other. Now you can follow what I do here, but honestly, if you can shoot out of any door and kill a grunt, then that's all you need to do. Nothing fancy here, just pop out and kill a grunt and then check some other doors and see if you can get some easy kills. Go out any of the doors and just keep doming those grunts. There's so many grunts and plasmas here that there should be no trouble unless you accidentally get blown up. You'll eventually come to the point I showed in the first guide where there are a massive amount of frag grenades that you can pick up and toss them at the last group of enemies. So here we are at the end. Go ahead and chuck as many of those bad boys as you want and watch the fireworks display unfold. Once you're done blowing stuff up like a true American hero, then make your way to the escape pod located in front of the rack of grenades. That's all you gotta do for this mission. It's pretty straightforward since it's all close quarters battles. I hope you enjoyed this video and found it helpful in some way, shape, or form. Make sure to leave a comment down below if you know of some good tips for LASO in general, or anything you know about this mission that would help others out. Thank you for watching and have a wonderful day.